This dead tree behind me used to mark the centre of village life for this island community. But over the past 10 years, a rising ocean has eroded and ultimately totally submerged this whole central section of the island. Now, sea level rise has been happening all over the world. It's partly because water expands as it gets warmer, and it's partly because of the ice melting in huge quantities near the poles and in the mountains all over the world. But sea level rise has been happening at about 3 times the global average rate in this area of the South Pacific. Scientists are not totally sure why that is, but it does mean that this region is incredibly important to study as we try to get an understanding of what sea level rise is going to mean for coastal regions all over the world. And for the people of Nuatambu, it's literally divided their island into 2, with inevitable consequences for what used to be an incredibly close-knit community.
We are standing right at the center of the area where our old village used to be. And all along here, we have a stretch of sand where some houses were built here and a community hall over there and some village kitchens and houses. We all scattered. Our children no longer live together socially. During the night when the moon was shining, and it was a good time for us to sit down and listen to our fathers some stories and to enjoy the evening togetherness. Is now no longer like that.
Sea levels high.
Waves are getting higher.
The sea level rise is starting to coming up now.
We experience coastal erosion.
It's not very safe for us.
Very soon, these offices will be like under water.
In the future time, this island will be washed away by the sea.
And so I think it's a good idea to move across to the mainland.
Now is the right time to do the relocation to the mainland.
Very important to move.
The township on Taro Island is the capital of Choiseul, the westernmost province of the Solomon Islands. Papua New Guinea is just a short boat ride away. The population of Taro has been growing strongly over the past 20 years, but the island itself has been shrinking, with the rising sea steadily eating away at its coastline. Over to my right, there used to be a thriving marketplace. The provincial government says that the situation has now become unsustainable and that the only option is to move the whole town to higher ground on a much larger neighbouring island.
We are looking at possible assistances, firstly from government and then the international community. If people need to be asked to leave it can be difficult. For some of us, it's been home for a very long time. But there must be some mechanism in which to, create demand on a new site, which is on the mainland, to be able to move people, which can be challenging because it can be very different from Taro Island.
Fanale is one of the villages in the Solomon Islands that, like the frontliners of climate change, the intrusion of the sea level affected the physical structure of the community, and it forced the people to move from the island. Half of the island is now moved to the resettlement site. We have to abandon the church, and now it's fully destroyed. I think most people, they said that if this sea rise and the level of erosion continues to increase as it is now, people will not be able to live here.
Progressive erosion of Fanale has already forced about half its population to abandon it for a larger neighbouring island. And most of the people still living here say they expect they will also have to move. The trouble is that the people living on the new site say that it's already getting too crowded, and expansion is almost impossible thanks to an ongoing land dispute.
They say that we just migrates from the other islands to here, and this makes us very sad. Yeah.
We need some fundings from the outsiders to help us so that we can try and settle ourselves in the land.